Well, I've been messing around a little bit with this hole that needs to be patched, and I'm a little concerned, but I think I'm going to just try and do a bit of grinding, not grinding so much as cutting, and see if I can trace around this line here in any case, and see if I can't drill out some of the spot welds and pry that piece off without setting the house on fire. We'll be back. Well, so far I haven't set the place on fire. Managed to get it out, with the exception of 90% out in any case. I'm going to try and find the spot weld that I need to drill out, put a new battery on the drill motor. This one looks like here, maybe one here, maybe one here. And it's obvious that I'm going to need to do some more cutting, a little bit more cut out, but on general, I'm happy with how that went. That's the very first time I've actually ever tried to do any significant body work on a rusted out floor. Okay, well, lots of burrs, and I'm going to obviously have to come a little farther around here, a little bit maybe around here, although I don't really want to, and it seems like it's pretty solid. I'd like to keep this lip that's under here. So, might have to do the fitsy thing properly, which is cut this piece out here, put a lip on it, and then trim in here, trim here, rust treat the whole area. Yeah, I think that's it. We're just going to go measure the gauge of this steel. I'm pretty sure it's 18 gauge, but we'll check that. Well, operating on the theory that if you do a little bit every day, something will happen ultimately. I think that's it for me for the day. I've created a mess pretty much everywhere I've turned, which is objectively kind of what I wanted to accomplish. Got a little bit of primer working on one of the pieces that I pulled out of the car. Got the beat piece here, which I'm going to measure for thickness and flatten out and use as a template. And yeah, it's been a reasonable day, so thanks for watching. Well, welcome back to the shop for another day. Got a bunch of work doing, and hoping to make some progress on the Postal Jeep. We cut some metal this morning, and we're going to clean up the hole in the bed, do some grinding, and I hope that will prepare this hole a little bit more than it is at the moment. I've got a bit of a baffle underneath it because there's some fuel lines running nearby. So I'm going to set the camera up and put it onto time lapse. And I'll be back. Well, my glasses are all fogged up and all sorts of other challenges at the moment, but I'm going to do what Willys Fabrication says, which is I've already broken one of the rules by cutting out some of the material, but I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to cut out a piece about like this. And another piece not quite there. I'm going to leave a little bit of a lip. So maybe this one should go back to here. Yeah, maybe put 6 inches or so of bend into it. Well, a great waste of a lot of metal here, but given this is my first attempt, I think I'm going to just cut this off here. Therefore, cut this off somewhere around about here. Cut this off somewhere around about here. Well, it's obvious I haven't a clue as to what I'm doing here. Well, I obviously have a great deal more learning to do. Well, after having said that I would aspire to doing things the way Fitzy suggests it, which is making individual pieces rather than trying to make one piece, I tried to make one piece, which of course didn't fit, and then I butchered it and did some other things. But basically, I've taken that single piece, cut it into the recommended individual pieces, and now I'm going to have to spot weld and patch weld and screw around with a bunch of things. But I think I've got the fundamentals available to me, and I'm going to try and create this lower component, at which point, when it's done, I'll put the somewhat larger piece over top of those and weld it all together and call it good. So lots to do, lots to learn, but I'll be back.